Hey, this is the difference between me and a lot of you niggas. Why y'all suckers? My mama raised a man. My mama raised me different. See, a lot of y'all mamas and daddies wasn't together, and y'all mamas spent their whole life with trying to make your daddy miserable because he ain't moved on with his life, right?
And it's okay for you to feel like this is a great situation, but for you to look down your nose at other people and say that, well, because your mom put your dad on child support, you're a sucker. Nah, bruh. Which one of us, let's talk about this. Y'all comment down below and tell me if y'all ever was about to marry a woman who wouldn't sign the prenuptial agreement and you still was there on the wedding day waiting for the bride to sign.
I proposed to her. I can't remember why I proposed to her. None of that matters anyway, though. But I proposed to her, and during that time, you know, we plan to get married in Houston. Right? So, newsflash for all 530 y'all on here. In order for a prenup to get drawn up, the two people, the man and the husband and the wife, have to agree on what the prenup says in order for the prenup to come out valid, and you both sign it. Let me say that again. In order for a prenup to get drawn up, both sides have to agree. The husband and the wife, the bride and the groom, they both have to agree on the prenup before it's written up, before it can even get written up. You have to agree on it, right? So, I take care of a lot of people. I'm never letting one woman control of all the hard work I've done in my life. None of these motherfuckers was in the gym with me, right? So if I always tell myself, whoever I'm married to, they signing the prenup off top. It's not even a second guess. So me and her had to talk about it. So we get the prenup back at least 3-4 months before the wedding, right? We agreed on the prenup. Bam. So we agree on it. A month passed, like 2 months before the wedding. I'm like, yo, look, we need to get that prenup signed so we can go and, send it in and get it, get all that taken care of. So when we get down to Houston, we ain't got to worry about it. I tell her that like 2 or 3 times. It's a month. That was 2 months before the wedding. It's a month before the wedding. This is something we agreed on. I shouldn't have to keep coming and tell you to sign this prenup, right? There's no way I should have to keep coming to you about this prenup knowing we had to agree on this before they even drew it up. So why do I have to keep coming to you about getting it signed? She's like, I'm going to sign it. I'm like, cool. You can sign it. But look, during that time, we making arrangements for the wedding, right? Because, you still got to plan shit. So, I love her. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I was in love with her. So as we planned for the wedding, I'm from Texas, right? She from New York. I'm from Texas. I'm from Port Arthur, which is an hour from Houston where we get married, right? I want my pastor to do it. He right there. It'll save us some money. Da-da-da-da. She is adamant about this certain pastor doing the thing, right? So I'm like, cool. It's her wedding. I ain't got no problem. Keep in mind, remember this pastor, right? Remember this pastor. This is a pastor. She was, I'm talking about screaming at me and everything. No, this pastor has to do it. This pastor I'm like, well, we can save money and make more sense. This is my pastor since I was a kid. You don't even know this guy. Some other girl brought this pastor to her attention. Some other girl brought the pastor name to her attention. This a pastor she's never seen. Don't even know. Now we had 2 weeks before the wedding. Everything planned, we ready to go. I'm like, look, bro, why I got to keep asking you about this prenup, bro? It ain't like you don't know what's on it. Like, what motives? This is what I told her. What you up to? What motives you on? I ain't on nothing. I just ain't had time to sign up, planning a wedding and all this. I'm like, man, listen, man, all you got to do is sign it. It ain't like you got to read it all over again. You know what's in it, da-da-da. I'm going to sign it. So we had a nanny at the time. And Miss Doris came to my room. I'm like, Miss Doris, it's wedding in 2 days. I ain't got no prenup. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, Miss Doris, I'm not doing it. No, baby, don't. I'm with you. I'm with you. I know you're right, but don't start having that attitude. It's going to get done. Da-da-da-da. Don't worry about it. It's going to get done. At the hotel where we staying at, it's a big ballroom where we was having a wedding, right? So we had to walk. We had to go get on this private elevator. Me and all my groomsmen. We get on the private elevator and we go to a little back room Well, from the back room, we just walk out into the wedding, right? So when we get to that room, that's when once we get in that room, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, hold up. You know what I'm saying? This will not really turn up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, hold up, man, hold up. We in the back, we walk to the back room, and the preacher come in with his assistant, I guess. And then my nanny come back in there with a spook look on her face, like she still like she pulled me to the side and she still ain't signed it. So when I said that, I'm like, well, shit, I ain't getting married then. She was like, ho. And so look, so the preacher, remember the preacher, y'all. Remember the preacher. The preacher steps up. He's like, hold on. The preacher says, hold on. I look at him like, he said, this is what he said. He said, now hold on. I know you love this girl. Don't make a drastic decision. I think you should just let God handle it. I say, huh? I think you should just let God handle it. Me, as a pastor, I don't believe in prenups. Nah, I know why she was fighting for you. When everybody trying to figure out what's going on, we all get back to my room, I break down crying, dog. Honest to God truth, I can't lie. Because I was hurt. Because I was I wanted to marry her, bro. This is the honest to God truth. I break down crying, dog, for about a good 20, 30 minutes. I'm talking about I'm hard down crying, dog. I'm hard down crying because I'm hurt, dog. Like, I'm really hurt. I didn't think a woman would take me to this point over a piece of paper and not marry me, especially after we got a child and we trying to build some shit. Like, I was honestly hurt. You know what I'm saying? I was hurt. I was in a hard down crying, dog. And this is why I fell in love with Mike baby mama. And this is why I always treat her like my own mama. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about snot, everything. I'm hard down crying like I lost my, I don't know, bro. I'm hard down crying as a grown man. I ain't never cried like that, right? So as I'm crying, Mike baby mom walk up to me, dog, and it's bringing tears to my eyes today. She walk up to me. She grabbed her bare hand, Mike baby's mom, wiped the snot and all this from my face, everything from my face. And she picked my chin up and she said, you became a man today. Her uncle coming like, man, come talk to her. Come talk to her. I'm like, all right, I'll go talk to her. So look, I get in the room. She's still in her wedding dress and she crying and shit, right? So soon as I walk in the room, she hard down crying. I'll sign it. I'll sign it. I'll sign it. I'm whatever. I'll sign it. Listen, I was born at night, but not last night. One thing I know, anytime somebody signs anything where they crying under any type of stress or any real emotional or something like that, that shit can get thrown out. That happens. Remember I told you Steph was turned up. I'm talking about, dog, this nigga Steph, my mother is crazy, dog. Soon as we get to downstairs, he already in the DJ booth. As people walk in, guess what's the first song they played? She gives me money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, yeah, she's a gold digger. Way over time. That's good to me. Oh, dog. When I'm in need. I ain't saying she's a gold digger. Dog, I'm telling you, dog. That shit was classic, my nigga.
Tell us the truth.
All right. What's good, YouTube? It's your man, Book of AlphaRonomy, a.k.a. Doc BOA. Yep. I got time today. Now, I want y'all to understand something. This is not going to be an episode of me talking about the immaturity of Steven Jackson. Because truth be told, I enjoy and respected the way he played the game of basketball. He was a dog out there, and I give him that. But when it comes to maturity level, you can tell that his father wasn't in his life. By the way, he took his old ass over there to O Block and was out there kicking it like it was something to be proud of. I made a video about that once. Check it out. Now, when you see this, I want y'all to understand one thing. This is a very immature man who just was never taught how to be a man. He learned how to be a man on the fly, but you can't learn how to be a man properly if by the time you're exposed to that message and that information, you're already rich. Rich men don't listen. Rich men can't be told the things they need to correct because in this society, we're told that money is the only success you need to represent yourself with. Now, in this video, we're going to listen to Steven Jackson talk about how he thanks his mom for not being hard with his dad or not talking down on his dad and not putting his dad on child support and all of these things. In essence, what he's saying is, I know my dad was a deadbeat, but I thank my mama for accepting her decision and being a woman about the fact that she had a baby with a sorry dude. Let's take a listen to this video, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
Hey, this is the difference between me and a lot of you niggas. Why y'all suckers? My mama raised a man. My mama raised me different. See, a lot of y'all mamas and daddies wasn't together, and y'all mamas spent their whole life with trying to make your daddy miserable because he ain't moved on with his life, right?
Now, I want y'all to understand something. When you hear a man start off with, this is why I'm different from a lot of y'all ninjas. My mom raised me to be a man. You see how he stopped it? Because if he had let that come out his mouth, he's a liar. Your mama didn't raise you how to be a man. Your mama can't raise you to be a man. She can raise you to be a male with the characteristics of the man she would want, but most of your characteristics are going to come from your mama because she's a female and she's going to put femininity into you.
And all she did was talk about it. See, my mama didn't do that. She didn't talk about my daddy. She never pressed child support on him. And he stayed 5 minutes away. I sought out my own relationship with my daddy because my mama didn't demean him in no type of way. She didn't ask him for nothing. If he wasn't going to do it, so be it. My mama made it happen. A lot of y'all mamas sit there and bash the daddies your whole life, make them pay child support, then when child support up, and y'all done spun it all, not going to have a relationship with your daddy. Because your mama can't buy you no car, can't pay your college tuition. So now you're not going to have a relationship with daddy. Say, man, Mama, I love you for doing it the right way, doing it the G way. And you raised the G by not belittling yourself or demeaning my daddy. I love you.
Here's the thing, man. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. If your dad lived 5 minutes away and still didn't do shit for you, you scarred, dog. You have underlying scars from your childhood. It's different if your dad lived in another state. That's totally different. It's hard to transition back and forth from state to state. And maybe he made a career move and moved state to state. That's different. If your dad moved state to state when you were young, he moved to a different state, get that man a slight pass because he lived so far away. Like he was just far away. If your dad lived hours away from you, I'm talking about a flight away from you, that's different. This man say his dad lived 5 minutes away. He says dad lived 5 minutes away. He has the same scars Terrell Owens has. Terrell Owens has these same scars because his dad lived across the street. Man, your dad lived 5 minutes away and you okay with the fact that the nigga didn't never do nothing for you from 5 minutes away? And then you have the audacity to look down on other men whose mom may have said, you know, your daddy don't ever help us and I need help and blah, blah. My mama just made it happen. Basically, what you're saying is you're thanking your mom for letting your dad be the sorry dad that he was and not put no pressure on him about it. And then for you to turn around and say, well, I just went and built my own relationship with my dad like it's a positive relationship. Come on, bro. You don't think that he was meant to help at least a little bit? And then the thing is, he ain't in no position to help now. You've been in the NBA. You got paper. And I get it, brothers. Listen, I get it. You always, as a boy growing up, you always want to have that relationship with your dad. So whatever your dad did, you're still likely to go have a relationship with him. But don't champion your dad like he was this amazing father to you, bro, when he really wasn't. And it's okay for you to feel like this is a great situation. But for you to look down your nose at other people and say that, well, because your mom put your dad on child support, you're a sucker. Nah, bro. Which one of us, let's talk about this. Which one of us between me and you and everybody in this chat, y'all comment down below and tell me if y'all ever was about to marry a woman who wouldn't sign the prenuptial agreement and you still was there on the wedding day waiting for the bride to sign. You ain't have the intestinal fortitude. You ain't have the masculinity to say, hey, if you don't sign this thing, ain't gonna be no wedding day. You ain't cancel it before the wedding day? Come on, bro. Where they do that at? Y'all tell me right now, if you in your 40s and you're gonna go show up on O Block just to represent with all those young boys out there after you'd have made it successfully in your life. See, when men get online and want to call men suckers after going through all of this sucker things and doing this sucker stuff, who are you to speak down on men? Now, it's one thing for your mama to take your dad off child support. But for your mama, boy, this whole thing should have been, you should have been thanking your mama for taking care of your ass when your daddy didn't step up. You should have been thanking your mama for trying to play the role of both parents because your daddy didn't step up. You should be thanking your mama for being there for you when your daddy wasn't from 5 minutes away. You should be thanking your mama for, not telling you right now how crazy you are to be making this video. But let's watch a clip of a woman who takes her baby daddy off child support because he's doing things the right way. She don't have to put him on there because unlike Steven Jackson's dad, he ain't just looking at him pass by from 5 minutes away.
So did your credit score go up?
Why you took me off?
Mm-hmm.
For real? You joking?
I went down there today and took you off. The paperwork is in the car.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They just start taking money on my check.
I only got $40.
Yeah, it said 41.
But I decided to take you off today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Since you've been very consistent with having Zavia, I appreciate you.
That's my job.
Hmm?
That's my job.
Indeed it is, but still.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
That's love.
And I had the option of taking you off and leaving the arrears there. But I was like...
You took the arrears off too?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that?
Mm-hmm.
No
So
way.
your credit scores, I see what you do with it now.
Oh my God.
Now I want y'all to think about how this woman said, I did this because you've been consistent about having your daughter, spending time with your daughter, doing this. Steven Jackson is saying that his dad didn't do nothing. His dad didn't do nothing, didn't spend no time with him. He had to go on when he got older and build a relationship with him. This woman is saying, okay, I respect the fact that you stepped up as a dad. I'm going to take you off. This ain't the same thing that Steven Jackson dad did, but he still wants to come on and call you a sucker. He's calling somebody a sucker. He's calling you a sucker because your mom said, hey, your dad didn't help me and I'm mad about it. That make you a sucker? I think it make you a sucker to be sitting here bragging about your dad being 5 minutes away and never doing anything for you. And it makes you a sucker to just let that bypass like it ain't nothing. Granted, it don't matter if your mama was this or that or anything. If your mama didn't sweat your dad and he still didn't do nothing, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't even see why you sitting here bragging about that. You understand? It's different if your mama is sweating him and she all in this mix, making his life hard, making his life difficult, showing up at his job, doing all that crazy stuff. Yes, I can see a man saying, okay, forget you and that kid. But you say your mama ain't never sweat him, ain't never do nothing. And the man knew you were 5 minutes away and still didn't do nothing? I see why you such an immature little sucker. I see it now. Nobody ever taught you how to be a man. Nobody ever taught you accountability. Nobody ever taught you, hey man, this ain't how your life is supposed to be. Now you went somewhere and you made a little paper, but honestly, bro, I don't even understand how you can fix your mouth to call anybody a sucker when it seems like you the one. But who knows, man? It's like that sometimes.
God, that's better than Christmas.
It's better than Christmas, or you don't get anything on Christmas, for sure.
So I say this in closing, man. A lot of times we as men allow ourselves to be dictated to by men who are less than. See, I live with my dad. From the time I was 12 until the time I was an adult, I live with my dad. So I have the authority to say this to this guy. The things that happen to you, bro, that you are giving, you act like you're giving your mom props, but pretty much you're giving your mom props for not holding your dad accountable. That's why you lack accountability. That's why you're over there with O-Block. That's why you're able to walk down the aisle. If your dad was in your life, you wouldn't have been able to walk down the aisle. He wouldn't have let you walk all the way down the aisle with a woman. You at the church on a wedding day and the woman ain't signed a prenup yet. I mean, you got all your people to the church and the woman ain't even signed prenup yet. Your dad would have told you, you would have known that it wasn't a good move to just go hang out on O-Block. How stupid it was going to make you look. So when you say somebody a sucker, you got to look at your own self, bro, and realize the things you bragging about doesn't give you the authority or the representation of yourself as a masculine man to call somebody a sucker. Because what you just said, that was some sucker shit.